cheating wife story. Wife's affair fueled a deadly scam. I ended it. My daughter's text came at midnight. Dad, watch this. I'm sorry. A video attached. I hit play. My wife Ava laughed with her family, her voice sharp. Aaron's a fool. I never loved him, just his bank account. My kids' toys lay scattered in the background. That was the moment my marriage died. I'm Aaron Chandler, 49, owner of Chandler Plumbing in Boise, Idaho. I've built a steady business. 6 figures, loyal clients, a crew that trusts me. Not rich but solid. Ava, my wife, was my heart. 10 years younger, with a laugh like spring and eyes that could stop time. We met at a hardware store, her buying paint, me offering to carry it. 8 months later, we were married. Her dad toasting our future. 2 kids followed, Sophie, 16, and Noah, 10. I thought we were golden. Our house was a 2-story, big kitchen, backyard. For the kids, I worked long hours. Fixed pipes, bid contracts, kept the lights on. Ava ran the home, took part-time bookkeeping gigs. I paid the mortgage, the cars, Sophie's braces. Noah's soccer, she'd hug me, call me her rock. I believed her. Her family, her mom, Diane, and sister Laura never warmed to me. Snide comments, eye rolls, always whispering when I left the room. I shrugged it off. For Ava, for the kids, if this story grabs you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Viora for more raw, real tales that cut to the bone. This is Viora, where lies unravel, where truth burns. My story starts here. The cracks came slow. Ava grew distant, her hugs quick, her smiles forced. She'd snap over nothing. Late dinners, missed school plays. Her phone was glued to her hand screen, locked, always buzzing. Work stuff. She'd say, eyes darting. I didn't push. Kept working, kept paying, kept believing. But her family's jabs sharpened. Diane at Thanksgiving, muttered, Aaron's just a paycheck. Laura smirked. Ava could have done better. I swallowed it, poured more wine, focused on Noah's grin. Sophie's chatter. Family was worth it. The video changed everything. Sophie sent it after a barbecue I'd missed. Client emergency burst, Maine. I was in my truck parked outside a job site when it landed. The footage was shaky. Sophie's phone hidden. Ava, Diane, Laura, and Ava's cousin Tara sat around our dining table, wine glasses clinking. Diane started, Aaron's pathetic, dragging Ava down. Laura laughed. He's a mule, not a man. Ava's voice cut through cold. I never loved him. Took him for stability. Bryan's different. My heart stopped. Bryan. Her old college friend back in town, all charm and cash. I gripped my phone, knuckles white, as Ava continued. He's got plans, real money. Aaron's just... There. The screen went black. Sophie's text followed. I heard them, Dad, I'm with you. I didn't cry, didn't yell. Just sat, the truck's engine ticking, rain smearing the windshield. 20 years. Every late night, every bill paid, every sacrifice for a lie. Sophie's loyalty was the only light. My daughter, 16, saw the truth her mother hid. I texted back. Love you, kid, stay quiet, she replied. Always. I moved fast. Called my buddy Mike, a private investigator, ex-cop. Dig into Ava, I said, voice steady, and Bryan Foster. Mike didn't blink. You sure, Aaron? I nodded, do it. He took her phone records, bank details, everything I had. I checked our accounts, $10,000 gone cash, withdrawals miscellaneous. Ava's doing. I froze her cards, moved my business funds to a new account. If she was playing, she'd play with nothing. Mike delivered in days. Bryan Foster, he said, tossing me a file. Real estate guy, shady, runs cash deals, no taxes. Been meeting Ava at hotels, restaurants. She's been paying your money. Photos spilled out. Ava and Bryan arm in arm laughing at a bar. Another, her kissing him in a parking lot. My chest burned, but I stayed calm. More, I said. Mike nodded. He's got a side hustle, offshore accounts. Sketchy investors, Ava's tied to it, small transfers labeled consulting. I stared at the numbers. My wife wasn't just cheating, she was laundering. I didn't confront Ava. Not yet. I met my lawyer Tom Hayes at his office. Divorce, he asked. Leaning back. I nodded. And custody, Sophie and Noah. Tom scanned my file, house deeds, business records, all in my name. You've got leverage. He said, she's got nothing without you. I handed him Mike's photos, the transfers. Ad fraud, I said. He grinned. This'll be quick. I started watching Ava. She came home late. Perfume. Sharp eyes avoiding mine. Fun night? I asked, casual, fixing a sandwich. She nodded too quick. Bookkeeping client. I smiled, poured her water. Good, she relaxed, oblivious. I checked her car's GPS, Mike's tracker. Hotels, Bryan's office, a condo downtown. My jaw clenched, but I stayed sharp. Planted a camera in our living room, small, hidden. Every word I'd have. The first twist hit at a client dinner. I was pitching a plumbing contract, shaking hands when Bryan walked in. Mid-40s, slick suit, smug grin. He saw me, raised a glass. "Aaron." "Good to see you," he said, voice loud. Heads turned. I gripped my fork, forced a nod. "Bryan." He leaned in, whispered, "Ava's happier now." "Step aside." My blood boiled, but I stayed cool. "Enjoy your night," I said, voice low. He laughed, walked off. The room spun, but I held it together. He didn't know. I knew. That was my edge. Mike called the next day. "Bryan's not just a sleaze," he said. "He's running a Ponzi scheme. Fake real estate deals. Big promises. Ava's money. Your money is keeping it afloat." I stared out my office window. Boise's lights blurring. This wasn't just a cheating wife story. It was a heist, and I was the mark. But not for long. Bryan's taunt at the dinner lingered like smoke. Ava's happier now. My fork had nearly snapped in my hand, but I'd stayed calm. He thought he'd won my wife, my money, my life. I wasn't playing his game, I was rewriting the rules. I doubled down. Met Tom Hayes, my lawyer, at his office, dawn breaking over Boise lock. Everything I said, sliding bank statements across his desk, business house kids' funds. Tom scanned the numbers. $15,000 more gone. Ava's withdrawals labeled consulting. He frowned. "She's deep in this. Aaron Bryan's Ponzi scheme's a federal case waiting to happen." I nodded, voice steady. "Make sure I'm clean, and get me custody." Tom jotted notes. "You've got the house, the business. She's got nothing unless you cave." I didn't blink. "I won't." I called Mike, the PI, next Bryan's scheme. I said, gripping my truck's wheel. Rain hammering the roof. Names, clients, accounts. "All of it." Mike grunted. "He's slippery, but I'm on it. Give me a week." I hung up, parked outside my shop. Chandler plumbing, the sign glowing in the storm. Ava was due home soon. I wasn't ready to face her, not until I had an arsenal. That night she came in late, heels, clicking perfume, sharp, long day. I asked, flipping through invoices, casual. Her eyes darted. "Client meeting." She grabbed a wine glass, hand trembling slightly. I poured, watched her sip. "Bryan keeping you busy," I said, voice even. She froze, then forced a laugh. "Just work, Aaron." I smiled cold. Sure. She slipped upstairs, phone buzzing. I checked the living room cameras feed, her whispering, "He's asking questions, Bryan. Be careful." My jaw clenched. She wasn't just cheating. She was covering for him. I started tailing her. Ava said she was running errands. I followed, kept my distance. She didn't hit stores, parked at a downtown office. Bryan's real estate firm, stayed an hour. I snapped photos, sent them to Mike. "Track her," I texted. He replied, "Already digging." I drove back to the shop, mind racing. Sophie's video had cracked the facade. Now I was tearing it down. Mike delivered in days. "Bryan's a pro," he said, tossing a folder on my desk. "Fake property deals, offshore accounts. $2 million in investor cash gone. Ava's been funneling your money. $25,000 total through her bookkeeping gigs." I flipped through the file, emails, bank transfers, investor complaints. One name stood out. Laura, Ava's sister. "She's in on it?" I asked. Mike nodded. "Middleman. Connects Bryan to clients. Gets a cut." My chest tightened. Laura, who'd smirked at me for years, was helping Bryan bleed me dry. I didn't stop. Hired a second PI, Kate Wells, a forensic accountant. Mike trusted Trace every cent I told her, handing over Ava's bank records and Laura's. Kate's eyes narrowed. "This is big, Aaron. If Bryan's Ponzi scheme's what I think, feds will be all over it." I nodded. "Good, keep my name out." She smirked. Done. I went to Sophie late after Noah was asleep. She was in her room, headphones on, sketching. "Kid," I said, sitting on her bed. She pulled an earbud, eyes wary. "You okay, Dad?" I showed her a photo. Bryan and Ava, hotel lobby. Her face fell. I knew she was lying. She whispered, "She's been mean to Noah too, yelling when you're not here." My fists clenched. "You tell me everything, Soph." "Always." She nodded, hugged me. "My daughter, my ally. I'd protect her. Noah too." The first twist hit like a burst pipe. Kate called. "Laura's not just a middleman," she said. "She's Bryan's ex-wife, divorced 5 years ago, but still tight. She's been pushing Ava to Bryan, feeding her lies about you." I stared at my shop's ceiling tools gleaming in the dark. "Lies." Kate's voice was grim. "Laura told Ava you're hiding money, cheating. Ava's buying it." My blood boiled. Cheating me. I'd given Ava everything. House cars, her dreams. Laura was orchestrating this, and Ava was her pawn. I confronted Laura. Found her at a cafe sipping latte, all charm until she saw me, Aaron. I tossed a photo of her with Bryan on the table. You lied about me. Set Ava up with your ex. Why? Her face paled. I was helping her. She stammered. She deserves more. I leaned in, voice low. You're helping Bryan scam people using my wife. She flinched, said nothing. I left her silence louder than any confession. Ava came home oblivious, humming, setting out dinner. Good day, I asked, helping Noah with homework. Calm. She nodded too. Bright, just busy. I checked the camera feed later. Her whispering to Bryan, Aaron's acting weird. Watch out, I smiled. Poured a beer. She didn't know I was steps ahead. Kate's next report was a bombshell. Bryan's got a second operation, she said, crypto scam tied to his real estate front. Ava's bookkeeping. Your $25,000 funded it. Laura's been laundering too. I stared at the evidence, blockchain transfers, fake wallets. Ava's role, I asked. Kate shrugged. Signed the checks, didn't ask questions. I cursed myself. My wife wasn't just a victim. She was complicit. I set a trap. Told Ava the bank fixed her card, gave her a dummy one monitored. She used it fast, $5,000 to a vendor. Kate traced it. Bryan's crypto wallet. I didn't confront her. Sent the transaction to Tom, added to the fraud charge, I said. He nodded. You're building a castle, Aaron. Feds will love this. The second twist came from Mike. Bryan's got a silent partner. He said Judge Carl Ramsey buries complaints, greases feds. Ramsey's been at Ava's family dinners. I stared at the photo, Ramsey toasting with Diane, Ava's mom, at our house. My wife surrounded by sharks. Get me proof, I told Mike. He grinned already on it. I fought smarter. Met. Tom handed over Kate's files. Bryan's crypto scam, Laura's transfers, Ramsey's payoffs. Feds, I asked. Tom nodded. Anonymous tip, they're watching Ramsey. This'll break it open. I leaked a hint to a local blog. Subtle Boise judge linked to fraud. It read. By morning it was viral. Bryan's investors pulled out. Laura's phone went dark. Ava came home, eyes red. What's happening? She asked, voice small. I shrugged, fixed a pipe under the sink. Ask Bryan. I wasn't the man Bryan mocked anymore. I was a machine, sharp, relentless, ready. Ava's lies. Laura's games. Bryan's schemes. They'd built a cage. I was breaking it brick by brick, and the walls were starting to crumble. The feds descended on Boise like a winter storm, and the city reeled. I stood in Chandler plumbing, my shop's fluorescent lights buzzing as the TV blared. Boise real estate tycoon, judge arrested in massive fraud scheme. Bryan Foster's face, once smug, now pale and cuffed, filled the screen. Judge Carl Ramsey followed, his tailored suit, crumpled eyes darting as agents led him away. Laura, Ava's sister, was named as a witness, her photo, grim lips tight. Ava's name hung in the shadows, unspoken but heavy. I set my wrench down, my breath. Steady rain tapping the shop's windows. This wasn't victory. It was the opening salvo. Ava burst in at noon, eyes wild, newspaper clutched like a shield. Aaron, you're behind this, aren't you? She snapped the headline, screaming. Bryan's downfall. I leaned against a workbench, arms crossed, calm as granite. Behind what? I asked, nodding at her phone buzzing relentlessly. Her face flushed, voice cracking. You destroyed him. I slid divorce papers across the counter, pen gleaming beside them. You destroyed us, Ava sign. Her hands trembled as she grabbed the packet, scanning the terms. No alimony, no house, no mercy. You can't do this, she whispered, tears spilling. I tossed a folder next to it, her forged checks, bank transfers. Bryan's Ponzi scheme laid bare. You laundered my money for his scam sign or the feds, get this. She scribbled her name, sobs shaking her, and fled upstairs, heels echoing. I poured a coffee black and stared at Sophie and Noah's drawings on the wall. A rainbow, a soccer ball. My kids. My fight. I called Tom Hayes, my lawyer at Dawn. Feds have Ramsey's network. He said, voice sharp. Your tip. Bryan's crypto scam. Laura's drops. Ramsey's bribes. It's a RICO case now. Ava's checks are a problem. She testifies she's free. She doesn't, she's facing fraud. Maybe 5 years. I gripped the phone. Boise's skyline gray outside. She's not my wife anymore, I said. Tom didn't flinch. Legally she is, and the feds are eyeing you. $25,000 drained from your business. They're checking for complicity. My jaw clenched. I'm clean. Tom's tone hardened. Prove it. Get Ava to talk or find something bigger. I met Mike the PI at a dive bar, his laptop glowing with files. Bryan's scrambling, he said, sliding me a USB drive. Moving assets to Belize, private jet booked. Laura's flipped, but Ava's the linchpin. She's been recording Bryan for months. I plugged in the drive. Heart pounding, Ava's voice tense. Bryan, this money's dirty. I'm out, Bryan, icy. You're not out, Ava, you're mine. My fists clenched. She wasn't his lover. She was his captive, taping him to survive for herself. For Sophie and Noah. I didn't know I sent the drive to Tom Anonymous. Feds will bury Bryan with this, he said. But Ramsey's trust ties Ava to the scheme. She needs to testify. I reclaimed my life piece by piece. Moved to a condo downtown, packed my tools, kids' photos, my old Gibson guitar. Told Ava I was working late, let her stew. She texted voice soft and voicemails. Aaron, where are you? We need to talk. I didn't reply. Let her drown in her choices. I hit the gym, trained with a boxer. All grit, lifted heavy, ran miles, rebuilt. The man Bryan mocked. My crew saw it, slap my shoulder. Boss is a beast. One said I didn't smile. Just worked. The first twist hit like a busted Maine. Kate Wells, the forensic accountant, called. Ava's been working with the feds undercover. She said started when she found Bryan's crypto scam. She's been feeding them his moves. Belize plans accounts. I froze, coffee spilling on my desk. Undercover. Kate's voice was steady. She's terrified. Aaron wants to protect the kids. But Ramsey's network, they know she's talking. My blood ran cold. Ava, a double agent, a target. I didn't trust her. But I needed her alive for Sophie and Noah. I met Sophie at a coffee shop dusk away from Ava's reach. She hugged me, eyes fierce. Mom's still lying, Dad. She's been meeting Bryan even now. I showed her a photo. Bryan and Ava days ago at his office. Sophie's jaw tightened. She's playing everyone, she said. But Noah found something. She handed me a flash drive. It was in Mom's purse. I plugged it in. Ava's voice panicked. Bryan, Ramsey's onto me. If I talk, I'm dead, Bryan, smug. Then don't talk, sweetheart. My stomach churned. My wife was in deeper than I'd imagined, and my kids were her shield. I didn't confront Ava. Sent Sophie's drive to Tom. Feds need this. I texted. He replied, this nails. Bryan and Ramsey, Ava's their star witness. Now I drove to the shop, rain hammering my truck. Ava was at her mom's. Noah with her. Sophie stayed with me. Her choice, my rock. I checked the living room camera. Ava before she left, whispering to Laura, Aaron's onto us, tell Bryan to run. My jaw clenched. She was still protecting him. The second twist was a gut punch. Mike called, voice urgent. Ramsey's network goes deeper, a dirty Fed. Agent Mark Holt on payroll. He's been burying Bryan's tracks, even a hit. I gripped my desk, knuckles white. A hit. Mike's tone was grim. Whistleblower, real estate client, staged overdose. Ava's recordings caught Bryan bragging. My hands shook. Ava had loved a killer, toasted him at our table while her family laughed at me. I sent Mike's evidence to Tom. Anonymous. Feds will flip Holt with this, he said. But Ava's in danger. Ramsey's crew wants her silent. I went to Ava unannounced at her mom's house. Diane opened the door, sneered, you're not welcome, Aaron. I pushed past, found Ava in the kitchen, eyes red. Noah asleep upstairs. Talk to the feds, I said, voice low. You're not safe. She shook her head, tears falling. I'm trying, Aaron. I never meant. I cut her off. You chose Bryan. Save yourself for the kids. She nodded, trembling. I left, Diane's curses trailing me. I didn't look back. The third twist came from Sophie. Dad. I hacked Mom's email, she said, handing me a laptop. She's been talking to Tara, Ava's cousin, who'd been at the barbecue, laughing at me. Emails loaded. Tara to Ava, Bryan's planning to run Belize tomorrow. Ditch Aaron, come with us. Ava's reply, I can't, the kids need me. My heart raced. Ava was torn, but Tara was in deep, pushing her to flee. I sent the emails to Tom. Feds need to move, I texted. He replied, they're on it. Bryan's jet's grounded. I went public, calculated, leaked Ramsey's ledger and Holt's payoffs to a national outlet. Anonymous Boise scandal, murder, corruption, Rock City. The headline roared. Ramsey's allies fled his network. Collapsed. Bryan's investors vanished, his firm. A ghost. Social media erupted, clients outing his scams, locals naming Ramsey's bribes. Tara's name surfacing. I didn't post. Just watched coffee cold as their empire burned. The power shift came at a Boise chamber gala, black tie, the city's elite packed in. I was there, new suit, Chandler Plumbing's logo on the program. Bryan walked in, out on bail, arm around a new woman. Smirk sharp. Ava trailed, head low, dress plain. Laura followed, eyes darting. The room hushed, sensing blood. Bryan approached. Voice booming Aaron still sweating pipes while I own this town. I stood calm, voice clear. Town's done with you, Bryan. Feds have your hit list. Murmurs rippled. I played Ava's recording. Bryan's voice bragging about the whistleblower's death. The crowd gasped. Bryan's face twisted. You're dead, he hissed, lunging. I sidestepped security, tackling him. Ava stared, tears streaming. Laura fled, head low. I sipped my whiskey steady. The gala was mine. The fourth twist hit days later. Kate called. Tara's been running her own scam. She said fake charity tied to Bryan's crypto. Ava's bookkeeping funded it. I stared, heart pounding. Tara, the cousin who'd laughed at me, was a player, not a pawn. I leaked Tara's charity docs to the press. Anonymous Boise charity exposed as fraud. The story ran. Tara's name tanked her socialite status dust. Ava's mom, Diane, called me, raging. You're tearing us apart. I hung up. Her family wasn't mine anymore. The trial was a firestorm. I watched clips online. Laura testified, voice trembling, naming Bryan's scams, Ramsey's bribes, Tara's charity. Ava took the stand. Steady her recordings. The hammer. Bryan's voice. Ramsey's orders. The hit Holt. The dirty Fed flipped, spilling everything. Bryan got 25 years, racketeering, fraud, manslaughter. Ramsey 18, Laura 3, probation. Tara 5. Ava walked her testimony, her shield. The house was mine, business untouched. I expected peace, felt empty. Drove to the old house, now sold one last time, stood in the kitchen. Sophie's drawings gone, Noah's soccer ball abandoned. Memories flashed, Ava's laugh, kids' giggles. My trust all lies, I left rain cold on my face. The city's lights blurred. The final twist was a package, no sender at my condo, Ava's handwriting, Aaron. I'm leaving Boise, I saved the kids, but I lost you. Forgive me. Inside a locket, our wedding photo. Her smile, young mine, real. A check. $50,000, her bookkeeping scraps. And a letter from Sophie tucked in, Dad. I knew you'd win, love you. I stared, throat tight. Didn't cash the check. Donated it to a kids' shelter. Ava's guilt wasn't my chain. Sophie's faith was my strength. I rebuilt condos, home shops, booming new contracts citywide. I coached Noah's soccer. Helped Sophie with college essays. Met Claire, a librarian, steady, no shadows. We're slow coffee walks. Truth, Bryan's caged. Ramsey's dust, Laura's gone. Tara's a memory. Ava's a ghost somewhere remaking herself. Did I save my family or forge a new one? Betrayal cuts, but resilience builds stronger, like what you heard. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Viora because the next story might just be your favorite one yet.